The next website which I'd like to show you is called BuiltWith. So if we just search about BuiltWith on Google, we can get to see that this is the first link. Just click on it. Now, BuiltWith basically tells us the technologies on which different websites are running on. So we can first of all specify any website, such as again Microsoft.com. We can hit lookup button, and you will get to see the complete technology profile of Microsoft.com. What are they using? So you can see they are using click tail analytics and tracking. They're using widgets such as COVID-19. They're using this framework. They're having mobile support. Okay. And they have UTF-8 document encoding. They are using all these things, Twitter cards, DNS prefets, some really general things. I won't say these are any security issues, but it might be there. Like sometimes you will find websites are running on specific technologies which we might later on analyze that they are vulnerable, that they have some problems. Now because they have problems, we can compromise the site through them, or we can get a good or better understanding of the target's infrastructure, how exactly things are working, just by looking at this technology profile, which lists all the technologies which are being used by this site. Okay. This was one site which you can look at, and the another one is called roptex.com, where you can go and specify again any target, Microsoft.com, so that we have the results about the same site. We click on go, and you will get to see in a minute what kind of information it has. So see, it has many types of information. It has got records, search engine optimization, Alexa related information, shared information. Let's just check it out what they have. So firstly, it has analysis, which says Microsoft.com has 4 name servers, 1 mail server, and 5 IP numbers. You can get some information from here about the IP numbers, the results, kind of the related, domain names. Then you have some quick info in a very organized table. Like that's pretty much the same information, but in a more better presentation. You have some reverse DNS reports for which you'll have to log in. You don't need that. Records. You can see which records they have, the hierarchical analysis of the entities, and all this information. Then some search engine optimization data, which common keywords are being used. Then you have some Alexa related graphs which you can check out. You have threat miner, you have shared data, which is basically the host names, related host names, IP numbers, stuff like that. Okay, here it is, right? You can see related host names, IP numbers. It uses CNAME, PTR, these mail servers, IP numbers, sharing IP numbers, partially sharing IP numbers, name servers, sharing name servers. There's just so much of information which we can get just by looking from here. And this information can help us to increase our attack surface, like the area or the scope of the test. We can, get to know about more things. When we have more, let's say, subdomains, or we have more host names, then we have more targets. And when we have more targets, we have more possibilities. Something might be vulnerable. Because how many systems or hosts will they actually secure? Something might be vulnerable somewhere, right? And then you have some OS and other stuff which you can look at. So some really cool information is what you can get from roptex.com, and this all information can be really helpful when you want to increase your understanding about the target. So that's another website to look at. Apart from that, what we can look at is called IntoDNS. IntoDNS is actually a site from where we can check the health in terms of security of the DNS and mail servers of our target. So we can again put our target in here, Microsoft.com, hit report, and here you can see it gets us a lot of information about the health of the DNS configurations. So how good are they, and what are the suggestions to fix them? You can see NS records, name server records basically. You have these things, DNS parent and glue. Okay. You have some more NS records. You have some glue. I don't know what that is, but yeah, you have that information. You have recursive queries. Actually, in most of the websites, you will see that recursive queries will throw an error. Okay. Like they're missing something in this. So yeah, that's something good about Microsoft.com. They have implemented these things in the right way. And you can see there is just so much information. Now, if you don't know what are the NS records and MX records, you don't even need to. Okay, all this information is just in case you need it, because you will always know if you need this information or not. It's just like you're collecting information at the moment, and if you need it sometime in the future, you will basically use it. But generally, you don't need it. Again, you have some green text and this informational sign, but here is only one exclamation mark which marks the critical things, which is an error about some MX records which you might be interested in. And it also shows you that www is a record, like there is a www.microsoft.com, because some websites might not have that www record. So if you search for the www version of any site that does not have this record, then you won't be able to access it that way. So Microsoft was still very secure in terms of the DNS configurations. Let's also, check a website called SSL Labs for testing our SSL server health. It is provided by Qualys, and let's quickly put this Microsoft.com as our target again in here and click on search. Now it's going to take some time to analyze the data to get us all the results, because this is a time consuming thing. Till the time it is working, why not to check another website called Security Headers. So to check the security of our HTTP response headers, we can use securityheaders.com. We can again hide the results because we don't want everyone to see these. We want to follow redirects, and let's give the Microsoft.com in here as our target. It's going to tell us if something is missing. Okay, you can see very quickly it has given results. These important headers are missing and some of them are present. Some basic information, and then you simply have the basic header information, the general one. You don't have anything to check in here. The only probably thing which you want to look at here is content security policy, referral policy, permissions policy. These are the missing headers which might be important to implement. No, these are not surely the vulnerabilities, but it might indicate that the overall security posture of the target is not that hardened, I can say. So pretty much the only thing to look at again was the missing headers, and now we know that. So that's pretty good. Let's get back to our SSL server test which we did, and you can see it's still saying please wait, but at least it got us one server's information. We don't need others. You can see this is the server. This was the test time. Grade is A, so it's perfectly secure. Let's click on it to see the exact rating. Overall rating is A. The encryption is perfectly fine. And you have some other certificates about other type of encryption. You have some protocol configuration, cipher suits, handshake information, and lot much more. So that is another kind of information which you might want to look at. And you can see some good information that when it sends an HTTP request to this part, https microsoft.com, it gets out an error which is HTTP this moved permanently, so it has been moved somewhere. So might be some interesting information. In case you need it, you might use it. Okay. So after all these, we have our next website called Social Searcher. And actually, when you think about social, you generally think about social media, right? So in fact, even going onto someone's Facebook profile, or let's say LinkedIn profile, or any other social media profile, that is also a part under passive information gathering. Specifically, we can call that open source intelligence gathering, and that's a huge topic in itself. I can make a whole course on that. So if you want me to make something like that, definitely I will be doing. Just drop me a message. Now, for social searcher, it will help us to search the whole social media for free. You don't have to pay anything for it. Now, there are different things which you can do. You can search for mentions, users, trends. Our focus is on users. Let's say, for example, my own name. Or actually, let's use, Bill Gates, because we're talking about Microsoft. Now, in some time, it will get you the information about the Bill Gates, okay, the official account, what they say, and not just the official account, even the fake account, like whichever are available. So you can see so many fake accounts, but some are real as well, right? You can check that out. You can specifically take that for example, Facebook, if you need that. Now, this is saying become premium to load more. We don't need that actually. At least we are getting this much of information about the official person. We can click and actually visit the page where they're saying all this stuff. Now let's get specific and let's search about me, if I can be shown here. I don't think if I will be available. Let's actually check. So you can see I am not available in here anywhere. Like, these are accounts but not mine. But hey, what if I provide some more specific information about myself? For example, there is a name which I am called often on the internet, which is Comproavi. I hit enter by searching that, and you will see that eventually it's going to find an account which will be mine. It will be on Instagram. Let's see. And you can see here, the second one is mine, Avinash Comproavi on Instagram. So that's like my own account. Okay. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty awesome stuff which you can look at to identify the profiles of various users on many platforms.